Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss with what? Graham's law of diffusion. Already we have started discussion about Graham's law of diffusion. So we continue with the same topic. Okay. So now according to this Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. Okay. Suppose you take rate of diffusion of a gas. Rate of diffusion meaning what? Speed of diffusion. At what speed the gas is diffusing from one place to other place. Generally diffusion will take place from where to where? From higher pressure region to lower pressure region. From higher concentration to lower concentration. If you open the perfume bottle in one room, in one closed room, initially inside the perfume bottle, more gas will be there. More perfume gas will be present in bottle in the beginning. More concentration of gas inside the bottle initially. In the room, very less concentration is there. Inside the bottle, more concentration of gas is there. When you open this perfume bottle, what happens there? Slowly from higher concentration region, means from inside the bottle, the gas will come outside and will occupy the total room. The room is occupied by what? The gas. That means what here? What here? Always the gases will be moving, diffusing from higher concentration region to lower concentration region. This is also called what? Not diffusion. The movement of the gas particles from higher concentration region to lower concentration region is called what? Diffusion of gases. Otherwise, intermixing of two or more gases is also called what? Diffusion. Okay, so the rate of diffusion meaning what? The speed of diffusion. At what speed the gas is diffusing from one place to other place is called what? Rate of diffusion. So rate of diffusion is given by R. The rate of diffusion of gas is equal to volume of gas diffused in ml we have taken. The volume of gas diffused in milliliters. In milliliters, how much volume of the gas is diffused divided by time taken for diffusion. Time taken for diffusion. Time should be taken in what? Seconds. Time should be taken in seconds. The volume diffused should be taken in milliliters. Milliliters. So in this way, what is the unit of rate of diffusion now? ml per second. ml per milliliters per second will be the unit of what? Rate of diffusion. So rate of diffusion of a gas is equal to what by what? V by small t. Capital V by small t. Capital V is what? Volume of the gas diffused in milliliters. And T is what? Small t is what here? Time taken by the gas to diffuse. Okay. So now here it is rate of diffusion of gas. Next, we have taken gas 1, gas 2, suppose. Gas 1, gas 2. Two gases we have taken. For two gases, what will be changed here? What will be different? M1 and M2. M1 is what now here? M2 is what? Gram molecular weight. Here also gram molecular weight. Gram molecular weight of first gas M1. Gram molecular weight of second gas M2. And also here small R1. R1 is what here? Rate of diffusion of first gas. R2 is what? Rate of diffusion of second gas. P1 pressure of first gas. P2 pressure of second gas. T1 temperature of first gas. Capital T2 absolute temperature of second gas. Capital T indicates what? Always Kelvin temperature, otherwise absolute temperature. And D1 small d1 density of gas 1. D2 is what? Density of gas 2. VD1 vapor density of gas 1. Vapor density of gas 1. Okay. Now generally vapor density how to take? This vapor density is equal to what to take here? Gram molecular weight by 2. Gram molecular weight of the first gas by 2 will give vapor density of first gas. Imagine CO2 gas. For CO2 gas, what will be gram molecular weight? 44. 44 by 2, how much? 22. So 22 is what? Vapor density of the CO2 gas. For any gas, vapor density is equal to half of the gram molecular weight. So in this way, VD means vapor density of first gas, VD1. And VD2 is what? Vapor density of second gas. D1 is what? Density. D2 is what here? It should be D2. So D2 is what? Density of second gas. VD2 is what? Vapor density of second gas. So in this way, we have taken different values of gas 1 and gas 2 we have taken. Now, when we take the comparison between rate of diffusion of first gas and rate of diffusion of second gas, when we compare the rate of diffusion of first gas and the rate of diffusion of second gas, that is The ratio of R1 to R2. The ratio of what to what? R1 TO to R2. R1 is what? The rate of diffusion of first gas. R2 is what? Rate of diffusion of second gas. So R1 by R2 is equal to V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2. Because R1 is equal to what? V1 by T1. Volume of first gas by time taken by first gas. And R2 is equal to V2 by T2. That means what? Volume of second gas diffused divided by the time taken by second gas for diffusion. So like this, V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2. Okay, how to write this one? V1 by T1 into T2 by V2. T2 by V2 we can write now. The same thing how to mention here. The same thing how to write. So the same thing, V1 by T1 into here this V2 by T2 will go up now. It will be T2 by V2. So into what? T2 by V2. So this way we take what? R1 by, this is equal to R1 by R2. R1 by R2 we can also write like this. So it is about what now here? The ratio of rate of diffusion of first gas to second gas. The rates of diffusion of the ratio of the rates of diffusion of first gas to second gas will be called R1 by R2. This is equal to V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2. P1 by P2. That means here how rate of diffusion and pressure related to each other. How rate of diffusion and pressure related to each other. They are directly or inversely proportional to each other. Directly proportional to each other. So rate of diffusion is directly proportional to what? Pressure of the gas. That means what here? R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2. So how to take relation between rate of diffusion and pressure? Directly proportional. First thing you have to remember. Next one here, rate of diffusion and temperature, how they are related here? Rate of diffusion and temperature. Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to square root of temperature. Square root of absolute temperature. So what we can take now here? Rate of diffusion is proportional to square root of temperature. We have it. So rate of diffusion of the gas is directly proportional to square root of temperature. Rate of diffusion of the gas is directly proportional to the pressure of gas. Okay. So next, how rate of diffusion and molecular weight related here? Here R1 is there, here M1 is there. So rate of diffusion of any gas is inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass. So what we can take now? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of what? Gram molecular weight. Square root of gram molecular weight. So in this way, what we have taken here? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass. Okay, so this relation we have to remember. So rate of diffusion and temperature, how they are related here? Rate of diffusion of a gas is directly proportional to square root of temperature. Rate of diffusion of a gas is directly proportional to pressure of that gas. And rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of its molecular mass. So this way we have to take. This equation is very important here. So by using this equation, any type of problem we can solve based on what? Graham's law of diffusion. Okay. So Graham's law of diffusion we say or effusion we say. What is the difference between diffusion and effusion? The spreading and intermixing of two or more gases is called what? Diffusion. Okay. And what is effusion here? Effusion is the escape of the gas. The escape of a gas from small hole. The small hole is called orifice. O-R-I-F-I-C-E. O-R-I-F-I-C-E. Orifice means what? Very small hole. Tiny hole. Through small orifice, okay, through small hole, if gas is escaping, that process is called what? Effusion. That effusion will take place from high pressure of the gas to low pressure of the gas. From high pressure of the gas to low pressure of the gas, the effusion takes place. That point keep in mind. So it's about what now here? Rate of diffusion or rate of effusion. R is called what here? R is called rate of diffusion we can say. Otherwise, rate of effusion, both same. So rate of diffusion or effusion is equal to volume of the gas diffused or effused. That is volume in ml divided by time taken in seconds. Time taken in seconds. So this way we have to take what now here? The rate of diffusion of gas or rate of effusion of gas. So this relation is very important. Now imagine here. Now imagine whenever we take V1 of the gas is equal to V2 of the gas. Suppose they mentioned in one question, they mentioned that the volume of the first gas diffused is equal to volume of second gas diffused. Suppose 5 ml of first gas is diffused in T1 seconds and same 5 ml of second gas is diffused in T2 seconds. Now T1, T2 different, but V1 is equal to V2 they gave in question. Both volumes of two gases are same suppose. Then V1, V2 will be same now, these two get cancelled. Then R1 by R2 is equal to what? T2 by T1 only. R1 by R2 is equal to T2 by T1. In another problem, they gave that the rate of diffusion of the time of diffusion of first gas is equal to time of diffusion of second gas. The T1 value of first gas and T2 value of second gas given same. T1 is equal to T2 they mentioned in problem. Then T1, T2 get cancelled and V1 by V2. R1 by R2 is equal to what then? V1 by V2. Only that volumes we have taken. When volumes are different, V1, V2 values different and T1, T2 values are different. In that case, we take what now? V1, T2 by T1, V2 is equal to R1 by R2 we have taken. Is that clear, ma? Sometimes two gases will be taken at same pressure. Two gases will be taken at same pressure. Same pressure means pressure of first gas is equal to pressure of second gas. Then P1, P2 both will be same. Then this need not write here. P1, P2 get cancelled. After that formula will be what? R1 by R2 is equal to under root M2 T1 by M1 T2. Here capital T is what? Absolute temperature in Kelvin scale. And small t is what here? Time taken by the gas to diffuse. So the difference we have to understand. So it's about what now this one. Next now, in another condition they gave that temperatures of both gases are same. T1 value of first gas, T2 value of second gas. Both the gases are taken at same temperature. Then tell me what will be condition? T1 is equal to T2. So T1, T2 get cancelled. Then formula will be R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into under root M2 by M1 we take. So in this way, what will be taken here? The relation between R1, R2 values and P1, P2 values, T1, T2 values, M1, M2 values will be taken here. Right. Suppose you take two gases are of same. Means what here? Same gas is taken at different pressure, different temperature. Suppose, imagine that same CO2 gas is taken at T1, P1 conditions and T2, P2 conditions. Same gas is taken at two different temperatures, two different pressures. In that case, M1, M2 will be same because in that problem they mentioned same gas at different temperature, pressure conditions taken. Initial temperature of the CO2 gas is T1. Initial pressure of the gas is P1. Final temperature of the CO2 gas is T2. Final pressure of CO2 gas is P2. Now same gas, CO2, CO2, gram molecular mass remains same initially and finally. Then M1, M2 values will be same for same gas. Then M2 by M1 need not to write. Then what will be formula? R1 by R2 is equal to P1 by P2 into square root of T1 by T2 we take. M2 by M1 need not to take because molecular masses are same if same gas is taken at different temperatures and pressures. So is the concept clear? So what two are same? Which two values are same in the given problem we have to understand. Whether the pressure of first gas, second gas same, or whether the temperature of first gas and second gas same, or whether the same gas is taken, M1, M2 are same. So the condition given in the problem, if you understand, this formula we can apply. Universal formula for Graham's law. For any condition, this formula can be used here. R1 by R2 is equal to what? V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2 into under root M2 T1 by M1 T2. So this one we have to understand concept here. So it is about Graham's law, very important concept. Okay. So this is about Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. Okay, important area. I will send you the screenshot of that. Okay, later. And now this is what now here. Before going to this kinetic theory of gases, first we go to this one. Just a moment. So from after what we discussed yesterday, we are continuing with the same thing. Suppose we have taken like this condition. For two or more gases, at constant pressure, means what? At constant pressure means what is equal to what? P1 is equal to P2. So P1 value of first gas is equal to what? Second gas. P2 value of second gas. So P1 is equal to P2, they mentioned here. Okay. And also at same temperature, constant temperature. Temperature is constant means what here? T1 by capital T1 is equal to what? Capital T2 means the temperature of first gas is equal to temperature of second gas. So T1, T2 same, P1, P2 also same. And how density and rate of diffusion related? Inversely proportional. Rate of diffusion and density. Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to square root of density. So what is the relation here? Rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to what now? Square root of its density. Square root of the density. Okay, small d indicates what here? Density of the gas. So the rate of diffusion of a particular gas is inversely proportional to what? Square root of the density. So in this case, what we take R1 by R2 is equal to under root D2 by D1. Okay, square root of D2 by D1 we take. That is one thing. Next one, Graham's law can be modified, means can be changed in a number of ways. Okay, in number of ways we can change it. Sometimes V1 is equal to V2. Sometimes T1 is equal to T2. Sometimes pressure 1 is equal to pressure 2. Like this, in different modified conditions, we can understand what? The Graham's law of diffusion. Now, first condition. The first way is that since 2 into vapor density equals to molecular weight. I told you, na, vapor density is equal to molecular weight by 2. Vapor density is equal to molecular weight by 2. Otherwise, molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Suppose vapor density of nitrogen is given, suppose 14. Vapor density of nitrogen is given how much? 14. In that case, 2 into 14. 2 into vapor density is equal to 28. That is gram molecular weight of nitrogen. So 2 into vapor density of any gas is equal to what? Molecular weight of the gas. In that condition, R1 by R2 is equal to under root D2 by D1 we take. That is equal to, okay, 2 into D means vapor density we take by 2 into D. That is equal to M2 M1. Now 2 into vapor density is equal to what? M2. 2 into vapor density of second gas is equals to M2. 2 into vapor density of first gas is equal to M1. So what we can take, R1 by R2 is equal to D2 by D1, square root of D2 by D1, otherwise square root of M2 by M1. Otherwise, the same thing what now here, it is vapor density only. Otherwise, what we can take? Square root of VD2 by VD1. VD2 by VD1. VD means vapor density. So VD2 divided by VD1. Square root of VD2 divided by VD1. Otherwise, square root of M2 by M1. Otherwise, square root of D2 by D1. So R1 by R2 is equal to square root of D2 by D1 or square root of M2 by M1 or square root of VD2 by VD1. VD means what here? Vapor density. Where M1 and M2 are molecular weights of two gases, molar masses of two gases. That is one condition. Second condition, since the rate of diffusion is equal to volume of gas diffused by time taken for diffusion. Here V by T I told na, rate of diffusion is equal to V by T. In that condition, R1 by R2 is equal to what? In place of R1, what we can write? V1 by T1. In place of R1, what? V1 by T1. In place of R2, what? V2 by T2 is equal to, here again, now W1 is what now? Weight. Weight by time also we can take here. Weight by time. So weight by time, or what is the condition here? Generally, we know that density is equal to what? Density is equal to mass of the gas by volume. So mass means weight also we can take here. Weight by volume. Weight by volume we can take now. Now volume is equal to what? Volume is equal to weight by density. Volume is equal to weight by density. Right now? Now volume is equal to W by D. In place of V1, what we can take? W1 by D1. In place of W1, in place of V1, what we can take? V1 is equal to what? W by D1 or W1 by D1. W1 by D1. So in that way, we can take what now? Any relation here. So weight of first gas by time taken by first gas divided by weight of second gas by what here? T2. T2 is what now here? Time taken by second gas. W2 is what? Weight of second gas is equal to under root D2 by D1. D2 by D1. So R1 by R2 is equal to what? Under root D2 by D1. R1 by R2 is also equal to what? V1 T1, V1 by T1 divided by V2 by T2. So this condition we have to consider. Okay. So it is about what now here? D is equal to weight by volume, mass by volume. In place of mass, what we can also take? Weight we can take. Is that clear, ma? So it is about what now here? The Graham's law of diffusion. Okay. So next what is given? Another condition what now? When equal volumes of two gases diffuse. When equal volumes of two gases diffuse. When equal volumes of two gases means what we can take? V1 is equal to V2. Okay. V1 of the first gas diffused is equal to V2 of second gas diffused. In that condition, R1 by R2 is equal to what? R1 by R2 is equal to T2 by T1 only we take. Because V1 by V2 we need not to take. V1, V2, V1 is equal to V2 now. So need not to mention about V1 and V2. Now here directly we have taken what? R1 by R2 is equal to T2 by T1. Because here V1, V2 get cancelled. V1, V2 will be same. That's what we have taken T2 by T1 is equal to under root D2 by D1. Okay. So it's about Graham's law of diffusion. Next, another condition what? When volumes of two gases diffuse, when volumes of the two gases diffuse in the same time, when time is same for two gases, T1 of the first gas is equal to T2 of second gas. The time taken for diffusion of first gas is equal to time taken for the second gas. So T1 is equal to T2. In this way, R1 by R2 is equal to what? V1 by V2 only we take. Here time T1 and time T2 we don't take. Okay, so here R1 by R2 equals to what? V1 by V2 is equal to D2 by under root D2 by D1. So this condition we have to take here. Is that clear, ma? So it's about what now here? R1 by R2 equals to only V1 by V2 we take here is equal to under root D2 by D1. Next, since rate of diffusion is directly proportional to pressure. The pressure is what now here? Pressure of the gas. P is what? Pressure of the gas. The rate of diffusion of a gas is directly proportional to pressure. Means what? If you apply high pressure on the gas, the diffusion will take place very fast. The rate of diffusion will be very faster if we apply a high pressure on the gas. That means rate of diffusion is directly proportional to what? Pressure. So this point we have to keep in mind. Now here pressure is not constant in this case. P1 is not equal to P2. In that case, what we take R1 by R2 equals to P1 by P2 into under root M2 by M1. Okay, so your rate of diffusion is directly proportional to P, but inversely proportional to square root of molecular mass. Okay. Next one now. Rate of diffusion and effusion can be determined as what? As we have to understand. So rate of diffusion is equal to the distance traveled by gas per unit time. The rate of diffusion is equal to what, ma? The distance traveled by the gas per unit time through a tube of uniform cross section. A tube. Through this tube, some gas is passing here. This tube should be having uniform cross section. Means the diameter of tube should be same everywhere along the length. Along the total length of the tube, what should be same? The diameter of the tube should be same. That is, uniform cross section must be there. Through that, if the gas is moving, the distance traveled by the gas per unit time is called what? Rate of diffusion. And number of moles effusing means diffusing only, per unit time is also called what? Rate of diffusion. The number of moles, how to write, which letter is used to indicate number of moles here? Small n. Small n is what? Number of moles. Small n is what, ma? Number of moles. Okay, so in place of V1 by V2, we can also write what now? N1 by N2. In place of V1, we can write N1. In place of V2, we can take N2. Means the volume diffused in unit time is rate of diffusion. Or the number of moles, how many moles diffused from one place to other place in unit time is also called what? Rate of diffusion only. So rate of diffusion is equal to volume by time we can take, or number of moles by time we can take. So number of moles effusing per unit time is also called what now? Rate of diffusion. R. Rate of diffusion is given by what? Small r. Small r is what? Small r is equal to what here? Small n, number of moles diffused by what? Time. Small n by small t. Small t is what now? Time. Time in seconds. So it is rate of diffusion here. Okay. Next, decrease in the pressure. Decrease in the pressure. So decrease in the pressure of a cylinder per unit time. Per unit time is called what? Rate of diffusion. Decrease in the pressure of the gas, okay, of a cylinder per unit time is also called what? Rate of diffusion. Now rate of diffusion again what? R. So the rate of diffusion can also be written as what? The change in pressure by time. Change in pressure of the cylinder by time. So the change in pressure means what? Delta P. The difference in pressure, the change in pressure by time. The change in pressure by time also is taken as what now? It is also taken as the rate of diffusion. So it is delta. Delta means change. Delta means what? The change in pressure. The change in pressure by time is called what now? Rate of diffusion. The change of pressure of cylinder here. Decrease in the pressure of cylinder per unit time is also taken as what? Rate of diffusion or effusion. And the volume of gas effused to a given surface per unit time is also called what? Rate of effusion. Rate of effusion means what? How much volume of the gas is effused from one place to other place through a given surface per unit time is also called what? Rate of diffusion or rate of effusion. And applications of Graham's law. What are important applications means uses. Uses of Graham's law. Graham's law has been used as follows. First one, to determine vapor densities and molecular weights of gases. To determine the vapor density of the gas and molecular weight of the gas. Next, to prepare Ansell's marsh gas indicator used in mines. Here Ansell alarm. So actually here spelling we also take scientist name like this. ANSIL, Ansell. Okay, Ansell's alarm. Ansell's alarm we say here. So it is an Ansell's indicator which is used to what now here? To know the release of what? Marsh gas. The poisonous marsh gas. Ansell. ANSIL. ANSIL. So Ansell's alarm or Ansell's marsh gas indicator. This is used in what? Coal mines. In coal mines, when they are digging the coal, marsh gas, poisonous gas, that is methane gas, will be released. To detect the release of marsh gas, we use one alarm called Ansell's alarm or Ansell's alarm. So in this, what we use the principle of Graham's law will be applied. And etmolysis or etmolysis. Etmolysis means not atom here. Etmolysis means the process of separation of two gases. The process of what? Separation of two gases on the basis of what? Different rates of diffusion. The separation of two gases, the separation of the gases on the basis of what? Different rates of diffusion. Due to difference in the densities is called what now? Etmolysis. Due to difference in the densities of two gases, the two gases can be separated from one another. Which gas will be diffused faster? The gas with less density or more density? The gas with less density will be diffusing very faster. So based on the differences in densities of two gases, the two gases can be separated from each other by using rates of diffusion. This process is what now? Etmolysis. Etmolysis we say. So it has been applied with what now here? Separation of isotopes and other gaseous mixtures. Okay. So now here with the with success we can apply for separation of what now? Isotopes and other gaseous mixtures. In the gaseous mixture, lighter gases will be diffusing faster. Heavier gases will be diffusing slower. Okay. So in this way, what we can understand now, based on the differences in densities and rates of diffusion, two or more gases can be separated from each other. This is called what? Etmolysis. Okay. So this is about what now? Graham's law of diffusion. I will send you PPT today shortly. Please go through that and without wasting time, go through once. And also prepare your own notes, ma'am. Don't forget to prepare your own notes.